guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja. It's like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep a smile for today? Hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm trying not to keep you long, but you already know. If it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to go to next. Today is you're not cursed. But before I get to run my mouth, I'm going to do a shake of this manifestation jar. Then we're going to talk about it. Okay, I pulled out one, and that one says what? Spiritual growth, which is spiritual discovery, and we'll take that all day long. Listen, I believe I talked to y'all about this before, way back when ago, so this will just be a reminder. Listen, you're not cursed. Nobody's putting no juba jabba on you. Nobody's doing that. What's going on in your life right now is that you're speaking the wrong things and you're thinking the wrong things. And you know that you have power. You have power in your thoughts and you have power in your mouth. How do I know? Because God says, well, we have power in our tongue. So when we speak certain things, it will indeed manifest. God says, well, as a man thinketh, so is he, which means your thoughts will manifest. And the thing is, you've been thinking over that negative and you have been speaking negative, all because you're not all the way aligned and connected. And because of that, guess what's been happening? You've been dreaming about what you've been speaking about and what you've been thinking about. And some of y'all think that these dreams that you're having are from God, and they're not. They're not. They're just mirroring and manifesting what you're thinking, like I said, and speaking throughout the day. Here's the thing. You're going to have to get all the way aligned and connected, which means what? God is at the forefront of your life, moving in and through you, that you will see within your journey with some clarity. And with that clarity, you'll be able to see what God sees. Therefore, when you speak, it will be you speaking as if God is speaking through you. And when God speaks through you, he's going to speak the truth. And what is the truth about you? The truth is that you're beautiful. The truth is that you're smart. The truth is that you have an inheritance. The truth is that you're not poor. The truth is that you're healed. That's how you will speak, and that's how you will think. The thing is, when we're not all the way aligned and connected, you know what we do? We will look at our now. We'll look at what our physical eyes are showing us and what our physical ears are letting us hear, and the false of the feelings let us feel, and we will come into agreement with all of that. And we'll say, you know what? This is what's going on right now, so I'm just going to cling on to that. And you'll start speaking everything that your eyes are showing you, your ears are letting you hear, and the false of the feelings. You'll hold on to it. And the more you hold on to it, the more you manifest that in your life. And you're asking yourself, why haven't I grown? Ask yourself, how far have negativity taken you thus far? Nowhere. Anybody who's super negative, you can see them 1 year and then 10 years have passed by. If they're still negative, they'll be in that same mental state that they were in when you were dealing with them 10 years ago. No growth, no moving forward. They're just still in that space of poor, woe is me. I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm too skinny, I'm poor, my mama didn't do me right, my daddy didn't do me right. They're telling that same old negative story that is not true. It's not true. That's why when God gives us a vision, which means what? When he shows us his truth about us, because you know, I told you, God say he knows the thoughts that he thinks of us. He's the one that created us, which means he knows the plan of what we should be, do, and have, right? He knows us. He knows us. Where we're supposed to be, where we're going. So when he sees us, that's what he sees. How do you think Jesus was able to heal so many people, perform so many miracles? When he saw people and they were saying they were blind or they were lame and couldn't walk or they had leprosy and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot and all kind of crazy stuff, Jesus was able to heal them, not because he saw them in their sickness, not because he saw them in a rut. He saw them for who they really were. He already saw them healed. That's why when he approached them, he was able to heal them, because he saw healing in their lives already. That's what we have to come to. And the only way you can see what's already there is to see it through God's eyes. If you look at things for what they are in the physical sense, you will always stay stuck. You will. It's the truth. If you look at your bank account today and it says you only have a couple of $100, or maybe you only have $25, if you look at it for the sense of the physical sense right now, you'll always stay broke. You'll always say you're lacking. You'll always say you're poor. You got to transcend past that. Transcend past the physical. You got to get into the spiritual sense of who you are at core so you can see what the truth is. I told y'all the other day, your struggle is what is going to strengthen you. Wherever your problem is right now, that's where you're supposed to be soaring. If your finances are acting crazy, that means you're supposed to be very successful financially. But you keep looking at it in the physical sense. You got to grab a hold to God at core, which is at your core, and say, God, I need to see with your eyes, I need to hear with your ears. I need to sense what you're sensing so that I won't be drugged into this physical thing and have a carnal mind, therefore speaking negative things about myself, or thinking negative things about myself, and keeping me in this circle, revolving door of coming back to poverty every single time. Those of y'all, you in a like a revolving door. You're happy one moment, then you come back to that situation again. You're happy one moment, then you come back to it again. You're coming back to it every single time. It's only because you're not really seeing the way God sees it. You got to be able to see it the way God sees it. You got to have the vision. You got to have that vision. And that vision is the truth about you. It is. But you're too busy right now. When you're not aligned and connected, you're too busy speaking the wrong things. Thinking the wrong things. You're just speaking negativity about yourself. Ain't nobody gonna ever love you. You ain't gonna ever get married. Not gonna ever have kids. You're not gonna ever have that beautiful house. Not gonna ever have that beautiful car. Not gonna ever get healed. You said all these things. I'm so fat. I'm unhealthy. All this stuff. The physical, yeah, that's the facts. But what's the truth? Through God's eyes. Through God's eyes. If you really want what God sees and what he hears and what he senses, you're going to have to get all the way aligned and connected. And when you get all the way aligned and connected, God will truly lead you in the direction so that you'll be able to what? Become what he sees about you. So you will be able to live what he sees about you. You have a beautiful life in God, the way he sees it. You do. But right now, you're looking at other people saying they putting heebie-jeebie, jabba, jabba, joba, joba on you. And have nobody cursed you. You're not cursed. You're speaking things into your life. It's you, boo. You're the reason why you're where you are right now. It's because of your mouth, your tongue, and your thinking. You're using your power the wrong way. I told y'all. You can speak good and you can speak bad. It doesn't matter what comes out. It's going to manifest. You could think good or you could think bad. Doesn't matter what you're thinking. You will manifest it. You will. So choose today to think the way God thinks. In other words, allow him to show you what he sees in you. You could ask God, God, please show me what you see about me. Let me see it. And if you don't hear God speaking, I told you God will come to you and communicate with you in a way that you can understand him. And he'll begin to show you how he sees you. And then you will begin to walk in that truth. And regardless of what other people say about you or what they think about you, guess what? Can't nobody curse you. I have to tell people that all the time. They say, well, I don't want to tell nobody because they may put a curse on me or they may try to block my blessing. Can't nobody block what God has for you when you line up with God. It can't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. They'll form a weapon, spit it out like arrows at you, but it won't work. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It can't prosper. It can't prosper. That means it will fail. So you got to worry about somebody put a heebie-jeebie, jabba, jabba, joba, joba on you. If you're aligned and connected like you're supposed to, and you stand in agreement with God and what he has spoken into your life, then it don't matter what people say. They could do a ritual dance. They can burn whatever they burning. They can rub certain stones. They can do whatever they want to do. Go to the witch doctor's church. Some of them may be witches. Who knows? Jezebels and all this kind of crazy stuff. But when you rocking out with the best of the best, God of all gods, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Then nothing can touch you. Nothing can harm you. It reminds me of that Sweeney Todd movie where that little boy was singing, nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. That's what God is singing to you. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Just stay in agreement with God. No man can curse you. Nobody has heebie-jeebie, joba, jabba, jabba on you at all. You got to think right. You got to speak right. You got to get all the way aligned and connected so you can live in the truth of God. And you have a beautiful life, a beautiful future. I told you God already said he has plans for you of a what? A great future and of hope. So ain't no reason why you should be over there thinking negative. And no reason why you should be over there speaking negative. Therefore, you should be sleeping peacefully at night, having sweet dreams. And if you do, like I said, have a dream that may be disturbing, when you wake up from it, you'll still have some peace. You'll just know, pray about that thing. Because God is warning you and giving you some revelation, thus getting you to an elevation. That's all that is, right? So listen, you are not cursed. Stop thinking that you're going to get stuff that your parents had as far as a disease or a sickness. Stop thinking that you're going to be like your family. Maybe they were poor or whatnot. You don't know what kind of agreements that your grandmothers and great-great-grandmothers and grandfathers were having back in the day, way back when ago. That's probably why they were in the place that they were in, poor and in all kind of other stuff. We all have family members way back when ago where things didn't look too hot. And so just when your physical eyes showing you stuff, you say, well, you know what? My grandmama and granddaddy was living like this too. They were having problems like how I'm having right now. So I guess it's hereditary. That's a lie. It's a lie. I told you, when you're all the way aligned and connected with God, whatever was going on in your family, even through the bloodline, it cannot transcend over into you, over onto you. It can't. It can't go where you're going. It doesn't apply to you. I know by genetic that said, well, you know what? Genetically, DNA-wise, you will have these. You lying? That's not what God told me. God said I should live and not die. Whose word are you going to stand upon? Whose truth are you going to stand in and stand on and live by? Some people take the word of doctors over the word of God. If God says that you should be healed, that you should live and not die, then why in the world are you worried about the doctor talking about because your dad had a heart attack and your granddad had a heart attack, it's most likely that you're going to have a heart attack? Have you come into agreement with that craziness? You better get out of that contract. You better get out of that contract with that. Maybe your dad had cancer and everybody else on his side of the family had cancer, and they say it's most likely you going to have cancer. And you coming into agreement with that craziness. God said you should live and not die. He said you should be healed. Jehovah Rapha, he's your healer. So you going to take the word of the doctor based on your DNA? Who created you? If you say your mama and daddy, you better not. No, they brought you forth into this realm. But God is the creator of all. Therefore, he knows how to put your DNA into space, into a space where it's supposed to be, where it will not transcend and have those things that your parents had or your great-great-grandparents had concerning cancer and diabetes and all that stuff. The reason why a lot of people have some things, one, is that we bring it on ourselves, not eating right, because God do give us free will. And if you know you're not supposed to be eating a certain way, don't eat a certain way. Right? Sometimes we cause things on ourselves, and when we cause things on ourselves, you still can be healed. But listen, God will heal you, but don't be doing the same thing you was doing that you got. You know what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. If you have diabetes and you want to be healed from it, talk to God. Use your wisdom. Start eating right and exercising. And watch how things will work out for you. Okay? God said you should live and not die. You do not have to take on the same sicknesses that your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents had. You don't have to take on the same poverty that your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents had. You don't have to take on that same attitude and same behavior of committing adultery the way your parents and grandparents and great-great-grandparents had. You don't have to be a homewrecker because your mama was a homewrecker. You don't have to be a homewrecker because your great-great-grandma was a homewrecker. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be a deadbeat dad because your dad was a deadbeat dad and your great-great-granddaddy was a deadbeat dad. You don't have to come into agreement with that. You don't. You're speaking it. Well, my daddy wasn't nothing. And his daddy wasn't nothing. And the way it looks like, I ain't nothing. You're coming into agreement with that craziness. Speaking the wrong thing, therefore, is what? Manifesting in your life. Manifest what God sees in you. And there's nothing but good goods and yum yums. You will have an awesome life when you stay in agreement with God. Ask God, what is it that you see about me? What is it that you know about me that I don't know about myself? Get all the way aligned and connected and ask God that. And watch who will begin to tell you stuff that you would have never guessed. Some of y'all are in for a great awakening. You're in for a great awakening because there's certain things that God is going to reveal to you of who you are and where you're going and what you're going to be doing have. You ain't even going to believe it yourself. You're going to be like, me? God, me? But I don't have a college degree. I don't have a degree. I didn't graduate high school. I'm going to be doing that, God? What? God will blow your mind. He will blow your mind. The enemy wants you to stay stuck in that rut so that you cannot manifest the goodness that God has for you. Don't let him trick you. That mind-body ego. Don't let it trick you like that. Don't. The enemy will come through family members and friends to try to keep you down. That's why I tell y'all to watch your circles. Watch who you have around you. Watch how they talk. Watch how they think. 9 times out of 10, if you've been super duper negative in your speaking and in your thinking, 9 times out of 10, your friends around you, if you've been thinking negative and speaking negative for a long time, then everybody around you who's saying they're your friends, they're not your friends. Because friends don't let other friends speak and think negative. Just like you won't let your friend drive drunk, it's the same way. You should not allow your friends, or your friends should be allowing you to think and speak negative. That's why I say, if you're like that, then 9 times out of 10, your friends think and speak just like you. Both of y'all be on the phone, be like, yeah, I'm fat, girl, I'm fat too. Yeah, I'm so skinny too. Girl, I'm broke, you broke too? Girl, I ain't got no man, me either, girl. Man ain't got a job, me either. I ain't got no man, ain't found a job either. Y'all be having the same testimony. Woe is me. Going nowhere. Got a ticket to nowhere. Got a ticket to nowhere. Where you finna go? Nowhere, but I bought a ticket. Well, where you going? Nowhere. That's called riding and flying in the negativity plane. Where you going? It's taking me nowhere, but I bought a ticket. Stop buying those tickets of negativity, because it's not going to take you anywhere. It's going to keep you stuck and stagnant. It will. God said you shall live and not die. You have an inheritance waiting on you to claim it. You just got to stay in agreement. You are not cursed. You're not. You're blessed and highly favored. You are. You are special. You are. You are. You are unique. Why else would God think to create you? Why else would he put you in his mind as an idea and then birth you forth as a spirit and then allow you to be birthed forth in the world? Why would he go through all of that for you? Have you ever thought of that? Why would he go through all that trouble for you? For you. He could have easily like, well, no, I don't want her. Well, no, I don't want to create him. Not a good idea. No. You made the list. You made the cut. You're here now. So why not live the way God knows you're supposed to live on this earth? Why not? Live the way he sees you. That's what it means. It's that our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. God's will is for you to live on this earth. So why not live the way God sees you living in heaven? On earth. With prosperity, good health, happy, joy. Right? all the good kids and yum yums. That's called kingdom life. Healed, not sick. Set free and delivered. That's living a kingdom life. Why you think that God said we are royalty? Kingdom life. You're too busy living like a peasant because you're so into this worldly thing, physical thing, and you haven't tapped into your spiritual realm of who God sees you as, who He knows you to be. He gave you the power in your tongue and the power in your thoughts. You just have to choose to use it correctly. Y'all, I'm at 20 minutes. It was a long one, but it's good. A reminder to tell you you're not cursed. Just speak right and think right and stay all the way aligned and connected. I hope y'all got this thing. But if you didn't get it, what I want you to do, rewind and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have the magical smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Listen, you're not cursed. Ain't nobody got no joba on you. You just gotta what? Get aligned and connected, like I said. Speak the right thing, think the right thing, and watch what manifests, okay? Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.